The alarm rings. The first sound of your day. The first battle. The first choice. Do you reach for your phone and scroll? Or do you rise with intention? Do you start by feeding distraction, or do you start by feeding discipline? Those first 10 minutes are not small. They are not meaningless. They are the seed of everything that follows. Because what you do in the first 10 minutes of your day shapes your entire life. Think about it. 10 minutes. 600 seconds. It feels insignificant. But it isn't. In those 10 minutes, you either program your brain for clarity or for chaos. You either align your body with strength or with weakness. You either remind yourself who you are becoming or you surrender to who you were yesterday. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. Most people don't believe this. They think mornings are casual, random, unimportant. They think success happens later in the day, when the real work begins. But the truth is brutal. Your day doesn't start at noon. Your day doesn't start at the office. Your day doesn't start when you answer emails. Your day starts the moment you wake up. And the first 10 minutes set the course. They tilt the scales. They decide the tone. If you spend them scrolling through someone else's life, you have already lost. If you spend them worrying, you have already surrendered. If you spend them hitting snooze, you have already chosen weakness. But if you spend them moving your body, feeding your mind, choosing gratitude, setting intention, you win. You start ahead. You take control. Because what you do in the first 10 minutes of your day shapes your entire life. Why does this matter? Because your brain is most programmable in those first minutes after waking. Neuroscience proves it. Your mind is in a highly suggestible state, halfway between sleep and full alertness. This is when habits take root deepest. This is when identity cements itself. This is when your future self is sculpted. You can't afford to waste it. But most people do. Most people give the first 10 minutes to their phone, to notifications, to chaos. They open their eyes and hand over their attention to algorithms, to news feeds, to distractions. And then they wonder why they feel drained before the day even begins. They wonder why their dreams feel further and further away. The reason is simple. They lost the battle of the first 10 minutes. The myth is that small choices don't matter. The myth is that one morning doesn't count. The myth is that a few minutes can't change your life. But those myths are lies. Small choices stack. One morning repeats. 10 minutes, every day, over years, that's a lifetime. And the direction of that lifetime is decided by how you start it. Stop underestimating the first 10 minutes. They are not just minutes. They are momentum. They are leverage. They are the steering wheel of your life. Every morning you are building either discipline or distraction, strength or weakness, clarity or chaos. Which one are you choosing? The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. You say you want to be focused, but you begin with distraction. You say you want to be strong, but you begin with weakness. You say you want to be disciplined, but you begin with excuses. And then you wonder why you fail. You wonder why the day slips through your fingers. You wonder why success feels so far away. Change the beginning, and you change the story. Change the first 10 minutes, and you change the next 10 hours. Change the first 10 minutes, and you change the next 10 years. That's the power you hold. That's the choice you face. Every morning, without exception. Most people live reactive lives. They wake up and instantly hand their power away. They react to messages. They react to problems. They react to other people's demands. But that person, the one who rises above, the one who takes control, they don't start reactive. They start proactive. They begin by deciding who they are before the world decides for them. They begin by acting, not reacting. They begin by leading, not following. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. You don't need perfection. You don't need an hour-long routine with yoga, meditation, journaling, and cold showers. You need intention. You need ownership. You need to win those first 10 minutes. Do something small, but do it with power. Stand tall. Drink water. Breathe deeply. Move your body. Speak gratitude out loud. Remind yourself of your mission. Begin with purpose, and you carry that purpose into everything else. The question is not whether you have time. Everyone has 10 minutes. The question is whether you will claim them or waste them. Will you spend them creating your life or consuming someone else's? Will you spend them shaping your future or surrendering to your past? Stop waiting for a perfect morning. Stop telling yourself you'll begin when you feel like it. The morning will never shape itself. You must shape it. And by shaping it, you shape yourself. Every champion knows this. The athlete doesn't begin when the whistle blows. They begin the moment they wake. The entrepreneur doesn't begin at the office. They begin the moment they rise. The leader doesn't begin at the meeting. They begin the moment they take their first breath of the day. The first 10 minutes are everything. This is your moment of truth. What will you do tomorrow when the alarm rings? Will you hand over your power to the phone, to the snooze button, to excuses? Or will you claim your 10 minutes, and with them, your life? Because what you do in the first 10 minutes of your day shapes your entire life. Most people treat mornings like accidents. They stumble into the day with no direction, no awareness, no control. They wake up late, they hit snooze, they scroll through endless feeds. They lose the most powerful window they have before the day even begins. And then they wonder why they feel behind, why they feel anxious, why they feel unfulfilled. But that person, the one who rises with intention, knows the truth. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. Most people say, it's just a few minutes, it doesn't matter. That person knows every minute matters, because every minute compounds. 10 minutes of focus leads to an hour of clarity. 10 minutes of chaos leads to a day of distraction. 10 minutes of ownership leads to a life of strength. Think of Daniel. For years he began his morning scrolling through social media. He told himself it was harmless, just a way to wake up. But what really happened? He started every day comparing himself to others. He started with envy. He started with distraction. And soon his entire life felt like one long chase after someone else's highlight reel. Then, one morning, Daniel made a choice. Instead of reaching for his phone, he reached for a notebook. He wrote 3 things he was grateful for. He wrote one goal for the day. It took 5 minutes. But it changed everything. Within months, he noticed a new clarity. Within years, he built the business he once thought was impossible. Not because he waited for inspiration, but because he claimed the first 10 minutes. Most people let their mornings drain them. That person uses mornings to fuel them. Take Sarah. She used to start her day rushing, late alarm, skipped breakfast, chaos in her mind. Her first 10 minutes were frantic, and her days matched. One day, she decided to change. She woke up 15 minutes earlier. She stretched, she drank water, she sat in silence. That was all. Simple. But the energy it gave her lasted all day. Meetings felt easier. Stress felt lighter. Her mood lifted. And soon, she realized her mornings had rebuilt her life. The first 10 minutes shaped her entire future. Most people wait for motivation. That person builds discipline. Most people wake with excuses. That person wakes with ownership. Most people hope their day will be good. That person makes it good. The truth is, the first 10 minutes are not just about productivity. They are about identity. Every morning you tell yourself who you are. If you start with weakness, you reinforce weakness. If you start with strength, you reinforce strength. If you start with distraction, you reinforce distraction. If you start with clarity, you reinforce clarity. Consider James. He wanted to lose weight. But every morning, the snooze button won. He told himself he would exercise later, after work. But later never came. Years passed. His health declined. Finally, he faced the truth. His problem wasn't his body, it was his morning. He decided to win the first 10 minutes. He put his alarm across the room. He woke, drank water, and immediately did 20 push-ups. At first, it felt pointless. At first, it felt small. But those push-ups grew into workouts. Workouts grew into runs. Runs grew into marathons. Today, James is healthier than he's ever been. Because he changed his first 10 minutes. And that changed his life. Most people start the day consuming. They read news, they scroll feeds, they drown in negativity. That person starts creating. They write. They plan. They visualize. They set intentions. And the difference is massive. Creation builds power. Consumption steals it. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. Think of Emily, a student. She always felt scattered, overwhelmed, anxious. She blamed her classes, her workload, her professors. But the real problem was her mornings. She started every day in panic mode, rushing, unprepared. One semester she decided to try something new. She set aside 10 minutes every morning to review her notes, to breathe, to plan. Just 10 minutes. But that simple ritual transformed her grades, her confidence, her focus. She realized the secret: the first 10 minutes decide the rest. Most people underestimate small habits. They think change must be big, dramatic, overnight. That person understands the power of micro-victories. 10 minutes is not small. 10 minutes, repeated daily, is a lifetime of progress. Fear will whisper, "It's too small to matter." Comfort will whisper, "Stay in bed." Excuses will whisper, 10 minutes won't change anything. But you must answer with truth: the first 10 minutes shape my entire life. Because they do. They shape your mindset. If you begin with gratitude, you train your brain to see abundance, not scarcity. They shape your body. If you begin with movement, you energize every cell. They shape your focus. If you begin with intention, you know where to aim your efforts. They shape your spirit. If you begin with stillness, you build peace instead of chaos. Most people stumble into life half asleep. That person wakes with fire. And here's the key: you don't need perfection. You don't need a perfect morning routine you saw on a glossy magazine or on a YouTube vlog. You just need ownership. You just need intention. You just need to say, "These 10 minutes are mine." They will not be wasted. Because when you own those 10 minutes, you own the day. And when you own the day, you own your future. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. The first 10 minutes. That's all it takes to decide the direction of your day. That's all it takes to decide the direction of your life. You don't need a miracle. You don't need a breakthrough. You don't need a lightning bolt of inspiration. You need ownership. You need discipline. You need to claim those first 10 minutes. Because what you do in the first 10 minutes of your day shapes your entire life. Think about how you've been living. How many mornings have you wasted? How many days have slipped through your hands because you started with weakness instead of strength? Because you surrendered instead of seized? Because you scrolled instead of stood tall? Every wasted morning is a wasted opportunity. Every lost 10 minutes is a lost chance to define yourself. But here's the truth: you can change it tomorrow. You can change it today. You can change it the moment you decide. You don't need permission. You don't need a new year. You don't need the perfect conditions. You need one choice, right now, to own the first 10 minutes. Most people will never do this. Most people will keep hitting snooze. Most people will keep reaching for their phones. Most people will keep starting their day with distraction and chaos. And most people will keep living lives of regret. Don't be most people. Be that person. The one who wakes with fire. The one who wakes with intention. The one who wakes with discipline. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. Say it again. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. Say it until it burns into your mind. Say it until it becomes a law you cannot break. Because when you change your mornings, you change everything. You change your health. You change your focus. You change your relationships. You change your destiny. Every hero, every leader, every champion you admire, they didn't stumble into greatness. They built it. They built it day by day, morning by morning, choice by choice. They understood that small things are not small. They understood that 10 minutes are not 10 minutes. They are everything. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying, "It doesn't matter." Stop saying, "I'll start later." Stop saying, "It's just a few minutes." Those few minutes are your life. Those few minutes are your future. Those few minutes are the difference between potential wasted and potential fulfilled. So tomorrow, when the alarm rings, what will you do? Will you lose the first 10 minutes, and with it the day? Or will you win the first 10 minutes, and with it the future? Rise with intention. Rise with clarity. Rise with purpose. Breathe deeply. Drink water. Stretch. Pray. Write. Move. Do something that declares, "I own my life. I own this day. I own myself." Because once you own the first 10 minutes, you cannot be stopped. Once you own the first 10 minutes, nothing can take away your momentum. Once you own the first 10 minutes, You step into power that multiplies across the hours, across the days, across the years. Most people will never understand this. They will keep living half asleep. They will keep starting in weakness. They will keep surrendering their power to distraction. And they will keep wondering why their dreams feel impossible. But you know better now. You know the truth. And the truth is simple. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't let another morning slip away. Take control. Start tomorrow with fire. Start tomorrow with clarity. Start tomorrow with power. And when doubt whispers, answer with strength. When excuses rise, answer with action. When fear shouts, answer with courage. Say it one last time, with conviction. The first 10 minutes shape your entire life. This is your choice. This is your moment. This is your life. Don't waste it. Claim it. Begin it. Live it. The most dangerous place in the world is not a battlefield. It's not a storm at sea. It's not the edge of a cliff or the middle of a war. The most dangerous place in the world is your comfort zone. Because the comfort zone doesn't kill you fast. It doesn't scream. It doesn't shock. It whispers. It lulls. It numbs. It slowly drains your potential, your fire, your purpose. Your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. Think about it. How many people do you know who are alive but not living? How many wake up, go to work, come home, scroll, sleep, repeat? No fire. No risk. No growth. Just maintenance. Just survival. That's what the comfort zone does. It tricks you into thinking you're safe. But safe is not safe. Safe is suffocating. Safe is decay. Safe is the slowest kind of death. The myth we've been sold is that comfort is happiness. That a stable life is a good life. That avoiding struggle means you've won. But look closer. Look at the eyes of someone who stopped challenging themselves. Look at the spark that's gone. Look at the way they talk about their past instead of their future. They're breathing, but they're not alive. Why? Because their comfort zone is a zone of slow death. Every time you avoid the hard conversation, your comfort zone grows tighter. Every time you skip the workout, your comfort zone grows heavier. Every time you silence your dream because it feels risky, your comfort zone grows louder. And every time you choose the easy path, a piece of you dies. Not all at once. Slowly. Quietly. Painlessly. Until one day you look back and realize decades have passed, and you never lived them. Most people think danger lives outside the comfort zone. But the truth is reversed. Danger lives inside. Life lives outside. Growth lives outside. Freedom lives outside. Inside is where potential suffocates. Inside is where courage evaporates. Inside is where your best self is buried alive. Your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. And yet, most people defend it. They call it security. They call it peace. They call it balance. But deep down, they know the truth. They feel the restlessness. They feel the boredom. They feel the quiet ache of knowing they are capable of more but choosing less. They feel it every night before sleep, the whisper that says, "This isn't it. This isn't who you were meant to be." But the whisper fades. The screen glows. The snooze button wins. And another day dies in the comfort zone. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending that your comfort zone is harmless. It is not harmless. It is a thief. It steals your passion. It steals your courage. It steals your time. And time is your life. Every minute you give to comfort is a minute of your life you never get back. Do you think greatness is built in comfort? Do you think legends were made by staying safe? Do you think any story worth telling started with, "I decided to take the easy way"? No. Greatness is born in discomfort. Legends are forged in risk. Stories are written in fire, not in softness. Your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. And here's the brutal truth: it feels good while it kills you. It feels warm. It feels safe. It feels easy. That's why it's so dangerous. Because you don't feel the decay until it's too late. You don't feel the death until the fire inside you is gone. You don't feel the chains until you've worn them for so long they feel natural. The comfort zone is not a place. It's a pattern. It's the choice to do what's easy instead of what's necessary. It's the choice to hide instead of face. It's the choice to repeat instead of grow. And every time you make that choice, you step deeper into the zone of slow death. But the opposite is also true. Every time you step out, even a little, you come alive. Every time you take the risk, you feel the fire. Every time you face the fear, you expand. And every time you leave the comfort zone, you resurrect yourself. So I ask you, where are you dying slowly right now? Where are you choosing comfort over growth? Where are you lying to yourself, saying, "It's fine, it's enough," when deep down you know it's not? Because this is the moment to decide. To open your eyes. To admit the truth. Your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. And unless you step out, you will stay stuck in a coffin you built yourself. But you can break free. You can choose differently. You can leave the warmth of comfort for the fire of growth. You can trade safety for life. You can trade slow death for real living. The comfort zone will always call to you. It will always invite you back. It will always whisper, "Just stay here, it's easier." But you must remember, easier is not better. Easier is slower death. Harder is where you grow. Harder is where you live. Harder is where you find yourself. So tomorrow, when the choice comes, between comfort and courage, between ease and effort, between slow death and real life, remember this refrain. Your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. And life? Life is waiting on the other side. Most people live their whole lives trapped inside invisible walls. They don't see the bars, but they feel them. They don't hear chains clinking, but they carry them. Their prison is comfort. It doesn't scream. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't wound in a way that bleeds. It wounds in silence. It suffocates slowly. It numbs gradually. And by the time most people notice, the years are gone. Their dreams are gone. Their fire is gone. That is the reality of the comfort zone. It is a zone of slow death. Most people think discomfort will kill them. That person knows comfort will. Most people run from pain. That person runs toward it. Most people hide from challenges. That person hunts them. Because that person knows growth lives where fear lives. And fear never lives inside the comfort zone. Take Michael, For example, he worked the same job for 15 years. Same routine. Same desk. Same paycheck. Safe. Comfortable. But every night he felt the weight of regret pressing on him. He wanted to start his own business. He wanted to create something that mattered. But the fear of leaving safety kept him chained. Then one day, his company downsized. He lost the job anyway. Comfort betrayed him. And in that moment, he realized the comfort zone doesn't protect you. It only delays the pain. Forced into action, Michael finally started his business. It was hard. It was terrifying. But it was alive. Today, he says losing his safe job was the best thing that ever happened. Because it woke him from the slow death of comfort. Most people think safety is strength. That person knows safety is weakness disguised. Most people think comfort is reward. That person knows comfort is punishment in disguise. Think about Lisa. She dreamed of traveling the world. But she kept telling herself, maybe later, when I have more money, when it's safer, when I feel ready. Years passed. Comfort disguised as stability chained her in place. Then, a friend passed away unexpectedly. Gone. No warning. And Lisa was hit with the truth, there is no later. Comfort had stolen her time. That day, she booked a ticket. Alone. Scared. Unready. And that trip changed everything. New people. New cultures. New courage. She realized that life outside the comfort zone is life worth living. Inside, she had been dying. Most people think fear is a stop sign. That person knows fear is a green light. Most people freeze when afraid. That person moves because of fear. Take John. He was terrified of public speaking. He avoided it at all costs. His career stalled because he refused promotions that required it. He stayed small. He stayed safe. Then one day, he decided to act. He signed up for a speech contest. His voice shook. His hands trembled. But he spoke. And the fear that had ruled him for years lost its power. Today, John is a leader. Not because he found comfort. Because he killed it. Your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. Most people don't even realize they're in it. They confuse numbness for peace. They confuse routine for purpose. They confuse survival for life. That person knows better. That person recognizes the trap. That person chooses the harder road because they know it's the living road. Look at Anna. She wanted to write a book. But every time she sat down, she waited for inspiration, for comfort, for the perfect moment. It never came. One day, she forced herself to write in discomfort. Bad pages. Ugly sentences. Chaos. But in the chaos, progress. In the progress, momentum. And after a year of daily discomfort, she held her finished book. Comfort would have left her empty-handed. Discomfort gave her her dream. Most people quit when it hurts. That person pushes when it hurts. Most people look for ease. That person looks for effort. Because effort is life. Struggle is proof of growth. Pain is proof you are stretching. If you feel none of these, you're not alive, you're slowly dying. Think about athletes. Champions are not built in comfort. They are built in sweat, in exhaustion, in the fire of discomfort. Soldiers are not forged in ease. They are forged in chaos. Leaders are not born in silence. They are born in storms. The comfort zone is the graveyard of greatness. And every day you choose it, you dig your own grave a little deeper. Not fast. Not dramatically. Slowly. With every snooze button. With every excuse. With every tomorrow. Until the coffin of comfort closes on your potential. But the good news is this: you can step out. Today. This minute. You don't need permission. You don't need readiness. You need courage. You need movement. You need to choose life over comfort. Because your comfort zone is a zone of slow death. And life is waiting on the other side.